What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Don Illuminati, back with another video. Forgot to say coffee in the morning, but you know what it is. It's coffee in the morning with your boy Don Illuminati. What I wanted to say today, first of all, I'd like to give a shout out to the Most High, Almighty. All praises to the Most High. Peace, blessings, and shalom to the family that enter into the stream. Also want to give a shout out to some of the content creators, some of you content creators out there that are, every day encouraging people. This is why I watch certain people myself, you know what I'm saying? So I just got to let it be known, you know what I'm saying? I want to send y'all flowers now, you feel me? I want to give y'all flowers and y'all praise now because, you know what I'm saying? For people like that, it's like, this is how we stay in the game. Is what keeps me in the game, and I feel like this is the reason why the Most High has me doing what I do as well, because it's a sharing and caring. It's a love factor. It's a love community that we bring. So first of all, shout out the New Breed. I want to shout out the New Breed, Mark the Messenger, Nick Jones. Also want to shout out to Kat Charvet, because I was actually scrolling this morning and I saw a post of hers that it was saying it was definitely positive affirmations, right? And I felt like it was the spirit that was just moving, so this is why it's like you never know who you could be talking to, right? You never know who you could be encouraging. And I know we have our times when we're down and this, that, and the third, right? And even me myself, the last couple of days or maybe even couple of weeks, I've been deciding to, like, I guess, fall back a little bit. And but sometimes it's good for people to just, hear what you got to say on things, hear your take and what the Most High has been, to put on your spirit. So I like to shout out to those content creators because they're definitely being used by God. They're definitely used to, give those encouraging words. And for me, the Bible says that, a woman that works with her hands should be praised. So, it was just very, very soothing to the soul, when you hear the wisdom that comes from a wise woman. I'm not talking about a ratchet woman. You feel what I'm saying? It's almost like, it's like a overjoying peace that comes over your soul. You know what I'm saying? When they speak that way, but that's the fact, because the Most High is using them. And, for a godly man, sometimes that's what we need to hear as well, because sometimes you start to give it all hope. You know what I'm saying? You start to give up on having hope for people and having faith in people, but you're reminded that, there's people, men and women out here that are not treacherous. They're not used, to be an advocate of the devil. So I gotta say thank y'all for that. I appreciate y'all for that. As I see myself out here trying to do the same thing. So also, I wanted to say, it's time to stay in the game, right? We got to stay in the game because your time is coming, right? Our time is coming. It's coming, for sure. It's coming, right? And it seems like things are a little bit rough, you know what I'm saying? But if you could just take the time right now, just sit back and just, look at the life God's giving you, Don't think about the worries. Do you have a food over your head? Do you have clothes on your back? Do you got shoes on your feet? You know what I'm saying? Do you have what it takes to survive for the next day? And no matter how hard things get, you're still surviving that next day. And we also got to thank God for that, man. All praises to the Most High for that. You feel me? So I like the fact that we can come together sometimes, even if we're not physically together, but we can be a community because we speak on the same things. We are in sync. We are in sync. And as New Breed said, I don't know if y'all watch his videos or not, but again, shout out to New Breed. He said that we all seem like we be going through these things at the same time, right? He said he noticed that. I noticed that like 3 years ago. I've been watching Bree for like 4 years now. And I noticed how, and I used to tell Shorty, I was like, yo, you ever notice how I may say something, I might just be going through it that day, right? But then you turn on New Breed Stream and I'll be like, yo, watch this man say exactly what I just said today. And it was like literally almost 9 times out of 10. You feel me? This is how you can tell when somebody is being used by the Most High, because it was like 9 times out of 10, you know, he would bring that message before I would even be able to bring the message. But I won't be talking about those certain things or whatever, right? So it's crazy because he said sometimes he feel like the Most High puts him through certain things first, so then he have the message. And bro was right on the money with that. Bro. But like I said, I noticed this 3 years ago. So, you know what I'm saying? That's what keeps me in tune to, just to sit in and listen sometimes when the Most High is using his people, because you never know what affirmations is going to give you at the end of the day. And like I said, those are the things that I can appreciate, because I know I'm not in it by myself. It allows me to know that it's a community of people who are experiencing the same things. So what is best for us to do is show our love, give our support, you know what I'm saying, dedicate the flowers to them, and, you know, let them know that they're doing an excellent job on what they do. You feel me? Because I'm pretty sure to them it means just that much. You feel me? The same for me. But sometimes I just feel like I gotta do it. You know, I feel like it's just a mission for the Most High. And you know, I just gotta do what I gotta do. So staying on the up and ups and everything like that. So, you know, that gives me peace, the fact that I know that every here and there, you know, as I'm scrolling, because my subscriber list is very selective, and I don't have any BS out there. You feel me? So usually if I'm scrolling and somebody drops a video, more than likely it's somebody that I already follow. But as a matter of fact, I wasn't following Kat Charvet, and it was very interesting to see her video pop up. And then I'm looking at the subscribe button. I'm like, I'm not subscribed to her. Like, okay, then this is being ushered in front of me. So maybe this is something I need to listen to. I went through a couple more of her videos. I was like, yo, she really hitting right now. She really hitting. And so I went through a couple of her videos this morning, and I was like, yo, I don't know why I'm not subscribed to her. You feel me? So that's when I subscribed. You feel me? And because every once in a while, man, not even every once in a while, should be every day, you know. But we want to hear these type of things. You feel me? We want to hear what the Lord's putting on your spirit, because he uses his vessels to get the message across. And that's what I enjoy about, you know, having that community of the people who are of the Most High. You feel me? But for me, what's in my spirit today is don't give up. Don't let up on the mission that the Most High got for you, you know? And that's what got me up here today, because she said something about, you know, it being a specific task for you. And sometimes how you feel like you should know that you're chosen, right? Or chosen by God to do a specific thing, because all the times you don't feel like doing it. Certain things you just don't feel like you want to do. And I'm telling you, man, I can't lie to y'all. I'm struggling when it comes to that. I've always struggled when it came to that, though. You want to know why? Because it's always been like me going up against the grain. I've always been going against the grain when it comes to the church, because my message for the last 22 years have seemed to be completely different than what they speak on. But the thing is, the fact that I can find it in the scriptures, the Lord just showed me. It's not like I'm searching through that whole book to find things that fits my narrative. You know, people will sell you that all day long. A narcissistic will tell you that you're pulling in facts and information to fit your narrative. Well, if I'm not the person who created the facts, then how are you? See what I'm saying? That's narcissistic. So I'll be like, look, man, if you want to hate God and take your way to hell type of journey, don't let me get in the way. But you're not getting ready to sit here and tell me that I'm manipulating anything. And it's not just when it comes to the Bible, man. It's pretty much, you know, when we speak, these people don't like to hear you talk. Because even if you're not quoting scriptures, they want a reason to hear you say something from the scriptures so they can argue with you about God. Like, bro, at this particular point, it's like, yo, you don't like God? All right, cool. Shut the hell up. I could care less. If you want to go to hell, let it be that. But don't ever bring that up again. Literally, I'm about to be like, unless you want to scrap, dog. Because if your whole objective is to consistently argue with me, let me tell you something about me, all right? I was put here for this. And I don't care if you don't believe that for the rest of the church. Let the rest of the church do their own thing. But when you bring that to me, just know you're going to get what you was asking for. You're going to get a battle. You're going to get a war. You might get a fight. This could be spiritually, mentally, physically, however you want to do it, player. You feel me? Because I'm going to tell you from me to the haters, I am sick and tired of hearing your dispositions against the Most High. I don't care if you got beef with my cousin, right? Don't be calling me to talk about my cousin, right? Same thing if it was my brother, if it was my sisters, my brothers and sisters in Christ. If you got a problem with them, you know, you got to settle that on your own matters. But don't try to bring up conversations to where you know I'm going to mention them, so then that you can start saying little slick-ish when you know that's my family, right? Okay. So the Most High, right? He's our Father, right? He's our Father beyond our biological fathers. So, you know, it becomes offensive to a point when you see these people nitpicking to get you to start speaking on certain things just so they can argue with you about God and how much they hate God, how much they don't like God, and this, that, and the third. I don't care who you people don't like, bruh. All you gotta do is say you don't like me, right? Because you're trying to get this from me. But the way I'm gonna give it to you might not be the way the rest of the church gonna give it to you. So now you gotta deal with that. That's something that you need to know in this world. Like if you come up to somebody else, if you're blood and you starting to go around some Crips and you complaining about Crips, I mean that Crip that you dealing with, he gonna get at you. He gonna get at you. Why? Because he gonna represent his flag. Now I don't like to throw this into no gang type of situation, but y'all get what I'm saying, right? I mean, it's just common sense. When you start bringing up certain topics that you know or you know, meaningful to a person, right? Or something that means something very sentimental, right? And we hold our Lord in a sentimental value because we know everything that He's done for us. I, again, was on TikTok. I was on TikTok yesterday. And like I said before, I said sometimes I get on TikTok because sometimes I like to get into the group lives, right? Because they be wanting to fight about beliefs of God and this, that, and the third. I know a lot of times they don't like to roll me in there because it's something about their spirit. They're like, oh, I don't know if I want to let this guy in. Because they can see how prompt I am as far as what they can see in the presentation of me. They more than likely can see that I'm a man of God. I mean, it's from the picture that I have on my TikTok. It's a little different than the picture that I got, you know, on the Clone and Close channel. But it's me. I'm very well dressed up. I have another type of wardrobe that I wear, you know, suits, hats, shoes, slacks, ties, all that stuff, right? So it's obviously that I'm an upstanding man and somebody's doing that. You can tell the presence of God is there. So a lot of times they don't be wanting to let me in the chat, right? But so I gets into the chat, right? And this one dude gonna say, yo, well, what is your proof that you can prove to me that God exists? I said, first of all, I said, y'all all heard the saying, faith without works is dead, right? And he was like, yeah, we heard that. So it's like, y'all hearing all this stuff, and what is y'all deal, right? So I said, well, what if you did this, right? I said, what if you looked at it like works without faith is also dead? And he was like, well, what are you saying? I said, basically, how are you going to see the works, right, if you ain't got no faith? It's going to take you to have faith for God to start doing things for you that you can actually see on your own. I said, that ain't my business to judge how much faith y'all got in this, that, and the third, because it clearly sounds like you got none, right? So I'm like, so basically, the same way that it applies to you, right? You having faith, but you're not doing anything, right? You ain't putting in the work. You're just having faith. You just want to sit here and say how God is not doing this, how God ain't doing that. You believe in Him, but you ain't doing nothing. And I said, don't come at my head, Because I'm not really saying that I know what y'all out there doing or not. But it's obvious that if things ain't showing up and it ain't been working for you, because you ain't got no damn faith. Look how easy it is to turn you. You feel me? So, the whole group wants to argue with me and then, I used to be very dominant when it came to that. But now I've been like, the Lord been like just saying to me like, yo, let them talk. Don't scream over them. Don't yell at them. Don't argue with them. Just get quiet and just listen. Just listen and piece together what they're saying and then smash them, right? Because I'm real easy at doing that, right? So because that's what I like to do. You feel me? I'm like a little lawyer down here, bro. You're not gonna slide this BS past me. You wanna say certain things that's contradicted? I'll be like, give me an example. You still talking? Give me an example. You feel me? Then I'll call you, I'll do shaming tactics too. I'll call you foolish. I'll tell you sound retarded. You don't even know how to give me you can't even back your claims. You feel what I'm saying? I start making them feel real dumb at the same time. Like I said, I like to do that. You feel me? But sometimes when they see me going too hard, oh, now the moderator want to kick me out of the chat. I'm like, nah, y'all can't be just doing that. Y'all want to get up here and talk your ish, but you scared when somebody come to give you that battle. Now it's 6 of y'all in here versus me. It's about 400 people watching, and I'm putting all of y'all on blast. I'm gathering all of y'all conversations at once, mixing them up, and making every last one of y'all feel dumb. With one example, I done did that so many times. I'm like, yo, I'm a beast, dog. I'm a beast when it comes to doing this right now. So that's why the Lord was trying to tell me like, yo, relax, bro. Just chill. Don't jump off the deep edge with them, because that's what they want you to do. Because the moment I go there, now we arguing. It's a whole bunch of people yelling at each other. And I'm saying, I'm like, listen. This chaotic type of ish is not for everybody, okay? And I'm not telling you to get involved with stuff like that. I'm just telling you what the Lord put me here for. I'm here to battle. I'm gonna battle you atheists and you non-believers and you demons that want to scoff and troll and stuff like that, right? So it's like, all right, you got your platform to do so, right? Okay. So people can come into your platform. Now they can do whatever they want. If you don't want to hear a person talk, you can just X them out for whatever reason, right? But I seen the fact that they constantly do this because I be snagging all their points up and then I just make it look stupid. I make them look real dumb, and I'm showing them who they up against. I'm not gonna just come up here anymore to argue with these type of people, right? But I'm doing it because there's some value in it, because there is other people listening, right? Now, my objective is to catch those other people that are listening. I know what their antics are to get me yelling and, maybe say something that could get me banned from the moderator or this, that, and the third. So I've been going light with that just so I can still have my turn to speak. But when they start thinking they too smart, or they start doing shaming tactics against me and this, that, and the third, it be right back at them. I'm real slick when it comes to the mouth. I just gotta be 1,000 with you. I'm real slick when it comes to the mouth. First of all, it's like the way that I talk, it's like when we go back and forth, and this is just social media, that's a little different because, you can say what you want to say, but I talk heavy like that in person because everything that I gotta say be real fighting words. Like I would make you want to throw them hands, you feel me? So you ain't gonna really talk to me like that if we was in person, which I definitely would like rather have group chats in the physical realm. But since we can't do that, that's why God be telling me, listen. Why? Because they could just hit a button and kick me right off the joint. Now all them people don't even get to hear how they just got stomped. You see what I'm saying? So that's why it's like, I gotta keep doing what I do because there is a purpose in every aspect of these things. And I'm gonna try my best, but I still gotta put the word out there, you know what I'm saying? Because it's still the gospel. They tell you to spread the good news of the Lord, but you also spread the prophecy. The prophecy ain't that good news. We talk about birth pains and all this, that, and the third. That's still spreading the gospel, and it should be good news if that's a warning. You could turn on your TV and it could be like, there's a tornado warning for your area specifically. If you're the type of person who says, oh, turn that off, I don't want to hear that. you just trying to sell me doom and gloom. Nigga, that's a warning, bro. You're supposed to be getting prepared and ready. What are you talking about? That's the best thing that could have happened to you right now. You want to sit here and worry about how you think life is supposed to go, this, that, and the third, but that ain't what the Lord said be. Lord said, I'm going to send you this message, and you're going to listen to it. You're going to take heed from it, or you're going to turn away from it and allow destruction to come into your path. Because let's be honest, most of these people are heading straight for destruction. We could say that they don't know, but they know. So once you know they know, we get to the point where it's like, all right, man, you just kind of got to leave them alone. You feel me? And I want to say something else, man. There's no reason to be skeptical about a man like me, right? You don't got to be skeptical about me. The first thing that you could be able to judge is, the Bible says to judge a person off the fruits that they bear. I know in my last video, something like I said a lot of times that could be material things, or it could be even your children or whatever. But a lot of the fruits that you bear are acts of kindness, acts of God. You know, if you was to ever tell somebody, what would Jesus do? What do you think he would do in this situation or that situation? You know, so you gotta look at a person's fruits. And if I'm constantly up here giving the word of God, you know, that's the only thing that we should be judging people off of. It's like, what are they doing? Are they really sincerely and genuinely in this for the people? You know, and that's why sometimes I get confused with Ringo and brainwaves and certain people who be trying to slide, you know, certain people names under the bus and all that. And I'm just like, you know, hey, look, for the most part, I can tell you, you know, at a percentage wise, the people that they be talking about is more handy when it comes to showing their humility and their humbleness. They're never gonna be perfect, bro. And I know one thing for sure, I ain't watching a person to make sure they're completely perfect, nigga. No, that ain't what I'm doing. I'm just receiving the seeds that they put out. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you can detect it in their voice. You know, when a person's been humble before God, you can tell in their voice. Like in my voice, it could be different. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes, like I told you, you know what I'm saying? I be going through a struggle because of the kind of content that I must bring. And it's crazy because I got to do it because nobody else is doing it. So I'm showing the Most High something. This ain't about the people and trying to show them how holy I can be and this, that, and the third. No, I'm trying to prove to the Lord, look, man, I don't care what none of them saying. I know the job and the task you told me. I know what you told me to do, because never one of us know how important we are until these days actually come. And what if you was that particular person that he decided to use for something completely great, that he knew that went against the grain and he used you for it, still got the job done. How do you think that was going to happen? Somebody was going to have to be the most hated, bro. Like Bree said, he said, somebody's got to be the bad guy. Look at the bad guy, it's me. Let me be a bad guy. I do this to him all day long. And I don't care about who want to judge me. If you think that you're of Christ and you're holier than thou and this, that, and the third, you still ain't judging a person off their fruits. Because if I'm bringing you the word, and the word is in me, and I'm being utilized to take out my efforts, my time, you understand? Utilizing my intellect to get this word across to people. I mean, do you think that I'm doing that to harm somebody? Or do you think that I'm doing that for their awareness and for protection? Because that's what I'm doing. At the same time, it's like, you know, the Lord said it's the time for everything. It's the time for peace. It's the time for war. But it also means I could be at war, but then therefore there's a time for peace as well. But see, a lot of y'all don't be calculating that. Y'all won't be calculating that. Y'all might see me come with that rough message here and there, and all of a sudden, now you subscribing. This man is completely evil. Completely. Let me see you be completely perfect. Let's see how that works out. Because the moment you slip, I'm gonna ask the Lord to send your ass straight to hell. How would you feel about that? Because now you're telling me that my spirit is defiled. That's what you're trying to say. You're trying to say that my spirit, the spirit that God put inside me, is defiled. It wouldn't matter what I did, what I said, what I ate, what I drank, right? I believe it was Jesus that said this. He said that don't listen to them as they speak, basically like the Pharisees, telling you what you can eat and this, that, and the third. For it's not what goes into the mouth of a man, but what comes out his mouth. Because the spirit is not going to be defiled. The spirit is not going to be defiled. Maybe you can defile your body. You can defile your body, yes, by doing certain things to it that ain't supposed to be done. Like if you're not abiding by the dietary laws and stuff like that, right? Or if you're consuming certain things too much, and you know the difference. You know the difference between right and wrong, right? So you can have a drink, but you're gonna have to be conservative on that. You can't be getting drunk, and you know what I'm saying? Because once you do that, the Bible says that He prefer a man not to do those things, because they'll forget to give the people the justice of the Lord, you know? And if He's called you for anything like that, you know, it's best for people like me to just sit that out. Like, you know what? You know, if I have a drink, it's very every once in a while. I'm not gonna go too hard as I used to. You couldn't give me a bottle of wine, turn your head 1 second and look back, and that joint was just gone. Got to keep it 1,000 with you. You feel what I'm saying? Like, even God knew that it was very problematic for me at one point. So He sent me a lesson. And I couldn't blame nobody else but myself, because He sent me a lesson. Had some demons start getting disrespectful out of nowhere. Here I am. I'm getting ready to throw my whole life away because I ain't all the way there, and I'm trying to get at them because I know they demons. But at the end of the day, He still looked at me like, yeah, and if you would have did that, you were going to be punished. He was going to allow me to be punished because I was, let's just call it like it is, man. I was acting out, and I wouldn't have done that if I wasn't a slight bit more on the tipsy side. So I'm serious. But, and he knew Satan knew how to route up those demons to get me angry. And sometimes you got all this pent up aggression, and it's like, yo, next demon say something to me, I'm going on him, you feel me? So he already knew that was kind of in my spirit. So trying to do certain things out of moderation when you're already in a certain mindset is probably not good for people who are supposed to be holding down the justice for the Lord. Even though He told you that it was okay that you could drink when you're under stress. You know what I'm saying? But for the ones who are called to be put in a specific position of authority when it comes to His word, He's saying that that's not good for us to do those things. And He showed me how, for me specifically, why. And it's always going to be because of you. You're going to be your own downfall if those things is to play out. So right now, we got to be real strategic about how we moving right now, because we are under stress. So you got to be real strategic and real conservative on the things that you do, whether it's holding conversations with the wrong people and for too long, what you're eating, what you're drinking, how you're moving, where you're going, you know, people, places, things. That's what I say, the nouns. You're going to have to be careful, because the devil will show up in all these areas. He'll show up in people, he'll show up in places, and he'll show up in things. See, it's those things though. I call it needful things. Y'all need to check this movie out. It's called Needful Things. It's a movie called this. But it's needful things. These are the things that are dragging a lot of people to hell. And it be their own decisions, their own falsified needs. These are just wants. Needful things are wants. Because to be needful, how much should you need? When Philippians 4:19 says, God will supply all of my needs. That means right there to me that only God Himself knows what I need. You don't know what you need. You think you know what you need, but you don't know. That's why a lot of times when you think that opportunities have missed you, and sometimes you're thinking it's the devil stopping this and stopping that, a lot of times it could be the Most High rerouting you into a different position, because He know how these things is gonna make you work too hard, make you lose some of your salvation, make you lose your mental space. Certain things that you might build yourself up to be, and they pulled the carpet underneath you and it broke you down because you had nothing else to rely on, versus relying on the Most High. We gotta get used to relying on the Most High, because He knows what we need. And there's nothing needful about that. We shouldn't be full of need. You feel me? But the thing is, as materialistic as this world has become and it's made the people rely on this system and all of the many things that we think we need, right? Because you can survive without any of these things. Without any of these things being attached to this industrialized world that we live in, there's been humans that live without any of this stuff for so much longer than when we had it. So we're telling ourselves as humans, we're incapable of being civilized. We're incapable of living and having a proper foundation. We just now realizing that it's all these little things that then came into play that got people chasing the bag before chasing God, giving them falsified power, liberation. They did these things to the people. So now that people can put themselves in certain positions and pedestals, start giving themselves titles. You see, they think it, they speak it, they believe it, they become it. But it's all false. They're all false gods. They're all amongst idol worship. They worship their self. They worship the things they have. They worship things that other people have. And God did not call us for those things. He called us to worship and praise Him and need Him from day to day. He tells you, don't worry about tomorrow. For tomorrow is another day. You got enough to worry about today. Today, if you're gonna be worrying about anything, there's enough for today that you need to be thinking about and making sure that you can survive the day. So, trying to plan these things out, you probably got bills that's piling up. See, even myself, right? For the last 10 years in my business, I don't work through the winter. I know y'all probably see me going to work here and there the third. That's just at the shop. I'll be helping my brother. Of course, I get paid when we do engines and stuff like that. But it's not like my full-time gig, you feel me? I'm just doing that because I need the bread through the winter because there's nothing else to do. But when I really get back to work, which I can't wait, you feel me? Every year for the last couple of years, it's been different because it's not like I'm anxious to get back to work so I can start making this money and spending money on buying motorcycles and this, that, and the third. When these things free up, that's cool. I'm going to enjoy the life God gave me for now. Whether that's peace and having some sovereign time to myself so I can, analyze my life, so I can put in more work for Him, so I can get more prayer life, more study life, you feel me? And a lot of times He takes away people, places, and things so that's all you have. And I say I'm more appreciative the way He's doing things now, because before He'll just let me go to jail. I'll be in jail before I'm picking up a Bible and reading it, because first of all, it's like, if there's any books in here, they got magazines, they got this, they got that, they got newspapers, they got all this stuff. And the first thing that I would always ask is, where's the Bible? Like, I don't want to read not one issue or anything else out here. Give me the Bible. I feel like when I'm sitting in this particular time that I'm sitting, I'm going to go over these scriptures, because I know that that's my only time where the Lord literally had to sit me down, because a man like me was always ripping and running. I was always ripping and running. A lot of times I didn't even have time to feed myself. I was one of them bulls, right? Pocket full of money. It's like 10 o'clock at night. My man's asked, yo, did you eat today? Dang, I didn't even think about it till you just said it. I've been up all day, running all day, whether it was making money, hustling, whatever it was I was doing. You know how many days that I've been through those type of things? And I realized it's very, very unhealthy. It's very, very unhealthy to run several days, doing that, and then only sometimes eating once a day. Man, I done seen myself get super duper skinny. I could get skinny fast. My weight fluctuates a lot, right? But it fluctuates a lot faster when I'm not eating. And sometimes when I make myself super busy, and I know a lot of y'all probably go through this too, but you got to remember to keep your health and your sanity. You need rest, you need food, you need to drink plenty of water, you got to eat your vegetables and stuff like that. Look, these things is important. And I know it sounds like kid talk, but it's not. You need to be reminded of these things as you get older, because it becomes more important for you now than it was when you was a child. You're getting older. Your body is relying on certain nutrients to be able to keep moving. Your brain got to be able to keep thinking and keep going. And you know what you need? Space and tranquility. You're going to need that. So as you get older, you should be dropping more friends. It was cool when we were young and we get those times down and we have the people and this, that, and the third. But the older you get, they should literally start dropping off. And not always because you have like a problem with them or a situation, but because you need that peace and tranquility for yourself. You need to be able to gather your thoughts of who you are, the things that you need to get together, whether it's your eating habits, the things that play out in your mind, because a lot of us right now, our mind is bombarded with a lot of things. And these things are just sitting, marinating on our minds to cause us to worry. Look, dog, you ain't got to worry about none of that. Remember, calamity is coming to the sinners, bro. The trick is, and I told y'all this was going to happen, and even happened to me, and it doesn't feel good. No, it doesn't. But it's test. It's, that hour of test, that hour of test is going to be for the church. We could be going in the midst of that, because I'm telling you like this. These are, I want to say, still exercises to the test to come, okay? Because there's going to be a test, an hour test for the church, testing your fear. Your fear. You may be fearful. And the Lord's saying that's okay, but you're still going to have to trust Him. Because when He releases these things, you got to know that it's not going to happen to you. Everything that you see that's on the verge that you believe can possibly happen to you is not. Not if you're walking in the obedience that He called you for. And that's why I said, look, you got to get back on game, because, your time is coming. Your time is coming. And He wants you to sit back and watch how He's judging the sinners. Like, He literally wants you to sit back and watch. He didn't tell you to sit back and go through, the Bible does say, endure to the end shall be saved. But what you're going to be enduring is what you're watching and the things that you think are going to overcome you. That's your test. That's what you're going to endure. You're going to endure having to have a tremendous amount of faith. And the only way you're going to build upon that is if you do work in the Lord, praying, reading scriptures, spreading the word of God. I don't care if you go home and you got an instrument to play and you playing that to Him all to yourself, or you even do it and you share it with others that can feel that spirit. So we want to spread, what the Lord's put in us. And that's all I'm doing right now. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, I feel like for me, it's a lot of times where what the Lord's put in me, and I feel like it plays against me when it comes to the world. But the Lord, that ain't what the Lord's saying. The Lord is damn near forceful for me to put this message out so certain people can receive it. And the fact that there's a lot of people that receive this message, y'all might get it twisted. Y'all might think that because y'all seen very few subscribers leave out this, that, and the third. Dog, it's not like it took any type of portion away from it. But those are just those people who more than likely, probably, hopefully not, gonna perish for the lack of knowledge. Because when they start to close their ears, when it's a word out of them scriptures, that's the word from the Most High. It's not my word. So if I tell you these things that He had, these are not just speculations of mine and perceptions that I'm giving off. These are promises of things that are to come. It's the prophecy. So the Lord, when He speaks, you gotta really understand. Stop looking at who's bringing the word. Stop trying to judge them from their faults. It wouldn't matter if Michael Myers got up here and he read from them scriptures. I'm not getting ready to sit there and close my ears and turn away if I'm able to read along with this dude. Whether he's a murderer or not, he's gonna say, well, you're more worried about judging this person, but you just missed what he said. You don't know, because God could use anything He wants. He can use anything He wants to get that message across to you. Shout out to Cat Charvet again, because I'm telling you, that's what put fire in my boots. Boy, you almost hit my car, cuzzo. If you would have hit my car, bro, I would have had to swing the camera, bro, so y'all could see a good little, you feel me? Like, nah, let me stop. Nah, for real. I ain't even materialistic or nothing, but that was kind of weird, man. That was real weird. But yeah, I'm not gonna let myself to be interrupted either, which there could be many things like that as well. So we deal with a lot of scoffing, a lot of trolling. We deal with a lot of our own heartaches and pains because things that we feel like we have to have, things that we desire that may not be moving in our favor. But sometimes it's because that's the Lord's favor, making sure you don't get to things that can destroy you. You feel me? And you could take it from me, man. You could take it from me. And even though, you know, through my life, he allowed me to do certain things that literally could have just took my life, you know? And I feel like sometimes I still feel like I was in better predicaments then than I am now. Because sometimes now, when you think about certain things, you just looking at life like, man, I don't even want to live this life no more. But when you was out in the world, you was enjoying everything about this life, right? And then the moment that you turn your actions over to Christ, right? You turn your heart over. See, because your actions is going to be where your heart is. That's why you got to follow your heart, because your heart's going to cause you to play out these things. So if your heart is really with God, you ain't going to stop. You ain't going to let nothing stop you. You just going to keep it moving. You going to keep going. You won't let the circumstances break you down. You won't let the messages of certain what do they call them? The workers of iniquity, man. You're not going to let those things affect you. And that's why I said, man, I'm not letting that affect me. I'm finna go hop in they chat and affect them, cuz these workers of iniquity, they deserve a beat down in the spirit. You talking about a spiritual battle? Bro, I do this. I do this. Why? Because it ain't physical. So if we going head to head on social media, how physical can that get? Besides me actually having to use my lips? No. You're going to have to be in tune with the spirit, because they are. Right? So here I am rolling up in a chat. Remember, atheists is trying to downplay the Most High. And I'm in there, they're spiritually whooping their ass, cuz. I mean, is it a problem with that? I do spiritual battles. And I know it. That's what I said, bro. I do spiritual battles because these people ain't never woke up with their legs hanging off the bed. You feel me? I done been through these things in this life, bro. Seen demons used to pester me in the morning, all kind of stuff. And I still got this video called Paranormal Activity. I've just been kind of iffy if I wanted to release it or not. It's pretty cool. I already did it up, edited and everything. It's pretty cool. It's okay. But I think for so many people, the story might be a little too, you know what I'm saying? Because they might start thinking like, well, damn, like, the thing is, if you ain't been fooled with by no demons, then maybe you doing something wrong, right? Or if you have been fooled with by demons, maybe you're doing something super wrong. That's what my situation was. But we can never say that certain things haven't happened to us. I used to wake up in not night terrors, but I would wake up in the middle of the night and have terrors sitting right there in my face. You see what I'm saying? To where I literally had to pray, quote scriptures, all this type of stuff, and doing certain things to try to cleanse me, going fast, quit this, quit that, because I knew real demons, spiritual entities were showing up in my life. And I can assure you, even if they were sent by God, they ain't of God, because the aura that they come with, you feel me? So that's what I would call a spiritual battle. I would also call a spiritual battle when you have been having confrontations, going back and forth with people, you know, that's been sent on an assignment, and you got to deal with them constantly every day, right? But the spiritual battle is always going to take place within yourself. Why? Because if you are manifesting more of the Spirit of God, the more the Word of God that you keep inside you, the brighter your light gets, to the point where these demons can't even face off with you. They rather to turn their head before they cause a confrontation with you. Do you understand what I'm saying? So if you stay prayed up, you stay scriptured up, you stay scripture ready. That's why I said study thyself approved. For what? For this battle. For the spiritual battle. That's what you studying yourself approved for, right? And it's not just because you're going to just perish for the lack of knowledge for those things. The studying thyself approved is for many more things than to just perishing for the lack of knowledge. Studying thyself approved is actually because sometimes you might be put on stage against many that's ready to say, yeah, you're a false prophet, and well, what about this? And well, why does the Bible say that? And then you're gonna have to be quick and sharp with them scriptures, cuz. That's what you're studying yourself approved for a spiritual battle. And you're also studying yourself approved so that you can know that there's a real battle coming too. A physical one. Because we're going to stay on the spiritual side of things, that other part inside you ain't going to get activated. And guess what? You're going to perish for the lack of knowledge still. You don't want to accept the whole word. You want to take the word down to a dagger. The sword is supposed to be this long, but you want to shorten it up to a dagger, which means you're taking away from the word, or you're not accepting the other half of the word. And usually it's this justification part, because they don't want to understand or elaborate on who it's meant for and who he's been actually using. And I see that a lot of people, even the dude I was in the chat with yesterday, thought he was a man of God, but he tried to short me down to the first 5 books of the Bible. Okay, I'm not telling you that I don't believe anything in it, but if you're going to use Deuteronomy to say, thou shalt not add nor take away from the word, and then tell me, so the rest of these books ain't supposed to exist. Like, fool, you really going to try to revert back to that every single time. You trying to make that the stance so you can stand on certain things that don't give us the fulfilled prophecy, my nigga. Because if you ain't speaking about this war, how the people supposed to be ready, I told him, I said, well, what about the mark of the beast then? I said, in what chapters is that spoken in of? He said, oh, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I said, yeah, it does matter, because this Bible was still wrote 2,000 years ago, and all of a sudden, they got chips out here that got 666 on it. People in the comment section like, yeah, what about that, bro? What about these prophecies that's actually still being fulfilled by the other prophets that you're trying to tuck away? By you telling me that we only supposed to be going by the first 5 books, you're not really saying nothing, cuz. Then dude had a bald head. So I said, oh, okay. Well, your bull called him. He said, the word said that people who got a bald head are wicked. We was all bagging up in the chat because we never heard it, right? And I don't even think dude heard it. But you talking about the first 5 books. I'm the one that looked it up as I'm on the computer while I'm on TikTok stream with these people, right? Oh, there it is in Leviticus 21:5. I said, yo, Leviticus 21:5 says, and I just started reading. And I was like, so is there a reason why your head is bald? You feel me? Because he's a black dude. He got bald head and he got this, you know what I mean, a little joint. I'm just like, oh, nah, you said, you saying iron sharpens iron, right? All right, cool. I'm here to see what kind of iron you are, right? Because if you're here to tell everybody that we got to obey these first 5 books, my nigga, Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus. That's right there. Why your head bald, right? Yo, people looking like, dang, because you was talking all this, I'm undefeated and this, that, and the third. Bro, I done popped your bubble like 18 times last night, cuz. And I'll be doing what? Sitting back and listening now. Because I don't got to argue with them. I'll just wait for you to slip. I'll wait for you to slip and say a few things wrong. And then, look, if I can keep smacking you, if I'm able to keep smacking you, bro, and I ain't even trying to do this on purpose, but if you getting ready to sit here and tell me, that you're utilized for this and you're sharpening all of God's people and y'all don't understand and Jesus Christ don't exist and he never told us to, that we needed somebody to die for us and we didn't have to do no sacrifices or nothing like that to be forgiven of our sins. You talking about basically all you got to do is confess your sins and you're saved. By who, bruh? By who? You feel me? So to take away the rest of the books, therefore, because this is the Bible and the full word that we got, right? You would now be trying to take away the word. Just because it said that in Deuteronomy, it didn't have to say it in Revelation, my nigga. It didn't have to say it in Revelation. If certain things still correlate with Revelations in Ezekiel and Isaiah and the rest of the books, right? So you can't tell me that I gotta take away all these words, because a lot of the times when the Lord's been working through me, right? And he's been ushering me through the word, as I've been seeing things that I never knew was in the word. Now all of a sudden, somebody's taking me through these scriptures that's matching up to the stuff that I've been seeing, and they're matching up each other. Bro, I already know that's the Most High, so I already know you wrong. I know you wrong. Just by me being sent on the mission that I'm here to do. I gotta come from Isaiah, Revelation, John, Matthew. That's where I gotta come from to give you the claims that I'm backing are the things that were put in my spirit. Now I can find them. Who you trying to tell me put that there? Nigga gonna tell me the devil, bro. Then he calls me an Edomite. That's why I be like, yo, these niggas with their little slick terms, bro. I know that Edomite ain't really a good thing, right? But I be listening still, because even if you're going through Deuteronomy and all that, I'm still listening to the message. I don't care about the bald head. I don't care about none of that. I'm still being edified. And then I found out that Edomites was from, what was it, Esau or something like that, you know, because Jacob, remember, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, right? But did we know that Jacob had a twin brother named Esau? I didn't know that. I don't know who knows that, but I didn't. So I was just like, well, why is it ain't the God of Abraham, Isaac, Esau, and Jacob? Well, Esau was a Edomite, right? But he also told people not to basically disrespect the Edomites, for they are your brother, right? But then he showed scriptures where it says, he talking about what Malachi said, and the Lord hated the Edomites. So there's okay, so you saying now that's contradicting? No, he told you, nigga, you're not allowed to hate sinners, but God himself, he can hate sinners, bro, because he's God, so he can hate them. So you trying to say it's contradicting? You trying to call Malachi a false prophet because he told him that he hates the Edomites? Dog, the story was rolling down the line. As the Edomites began to exist, they must have started doing things. So he had love for us, but then at the end of the day, he kicked us up out his house as the Israelites. You feel me? Once upon a time, he didn't hate our sin because we ain't have it. But then when we had it, he hated it. Not saying that he hated us, but if he said he hate those who do this, that, and the third, I mean, who are you to take away what God can hate and what he can't hate? Or are you going to tell somebody that God hasn't spoke to them about who he doesn't have that favor with? And it's a reason why he tells you to call him the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. It's a reason he didn't mention Esau. It's a reason. So it's obvious that it was already something against that situation there. We didn't know further down the story until Malachi has spoke on it. So that's all I'm saying. I just be catching stuff like that, and I'll just be like, look, so you saying this, that, and the third? And I'm like, yo, every time y'all niggas be saying something contradicts the word, I'll be like, give it to me. All right, now what does it contradict? This. And I'm like, all right, well, did you ever consider that this was that? Like, there's somewhere in it's in Exodus 4:22, I believe. As a matter of fact, let me bring this up, right? As I only got a few minutes left here, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up real quick. But there's something very, very, we just need to overlook this. That's all I'm saying, right? Because this is actually in the first 5 books. And we all know, right? And we believe that Jesus Christ is the Son of God. I still believe it. But what does this scripture say right here? Because I also believe this now because it's in the word. And I'm not going to say it's contradictive. I'll make it make sense. I'll make it make sense by telling you this, right? It's in Exodus 4:22. See? Now, I learned this yesterday from the bald head dude talking all the ish. So it says, and thou shalt say unto Pharaoh, right? Thus saith the Lord, all caps. You know what that means, right? It says, Israel is my son, even my firstborn. So who's Israel? See what I'm saying? So is Israel a person? He said, Israel, like it's a person, is my son. And then he was saying, so if it says that Israel is my son, where do y'all get Jesus from? Bro, we got Jesus from the rest of the book, bro. How you know that that's not what God was calling Jesus? That's what I said. Then I said also, how you know that he's not talking to his men or his people, right? I said, well, God also says that he has a bride. Yo, where you find that? Man, God speaks on the bride being the church. Was he being specific about it being an actual bride, a woman? Or when he says she in this, he calls Babylon a she. So he calls Israel his son. So he's going to say, oh, well, yeah, you can't do that. Yes, I can, because God did it. And obviously he does things like that, and he says things like that. So what makes you think that he ain't talking about Jesus still? Or he must be talking about his people, right? But he says, even my firstborn, right? And I say unto thee, let my son go, that he may serve me. And if thou refuse to let him go, behold, I will slay thy son, even thy firstborn, right? So he's saying he's going to slay their sons. He's going to slay their firstborn, right? That would, to me, be talking about, remember when Pharaoh didn't let the people go, right? And he was telling them to let his people go. And when they didn't, what happened? He slayed their firstborn sons. So who was he talking to? See what I'm saying? Like, that's what I said. I be breaking all this stuff down. Y'all they be thinking that they smart with this, and you can twist this up and then the third. But you got to read the rest of the scriptures. I'm reading it, and the rest of it that says, it said, and if he refused to let him go, behold, I will slay thy son, even thy firstborn. Well, why did he call he? Let he go. Nobody was being held captive except for Israel at that particular time. And his threat to Pharaoh was to kill their first sons. Why? Because you was holding a nigga named Israel, or you was holding Israelites, the Hebrews. See what I'm saying? So is he talking about an actual son, or is he talking about a generation of people? So that's what I was trying to make to him. But now you don't want to hear that now. Why? It's not that you don't want to hear it. You don't want your audience to hear it. Right? So I pointed those things out. I'm like, oh, look, nigga, this Bible is simple to me. Everybody acting like you got a problem, you telling people that, but bro, you look like you got an issue, and here I am showing up, but now you're trying to disregard that. And if I try to bring any other scriptures to back those claims, you're going to go back to that Deuteronomy chapter and say, thou shalt not add and take away from the word. Nigga, that is not applying to the full word of God, because the rest of the prophets are still part of the word. I said, well, look, man, I said I got to get up out of here. I appreciate the edification that I did get from you. I said, even though it seems to me that you're trying to take a sword to a dagger, I think that went over his head. Maybe he slept on that. But my mans, you gonna be one of the dudes that's gonna perish for the lack of knowledge out here, cuzzo, because you ain't getting ready to be knowing what they expect. The first 5 chapters don't give us enough beef and everything that we see, and that's going on right here. When you got other prophets that have been explaining things that already came to pass, my nigga, and still coming to pass. It's even the mark of the beast and all that. So why they got the chip coming? They got all these 666s on everything. So you telling me somebody made that up, but they don't speak about that in the first 5 books, do it. Okay, then why are we living amongst it then? All the barcode language got all 6s on everything. So what you want to tell me about that? Somebody knew something back then, because they didn't have this shit out back then. But it is now. So you telling me that the Spirit of God did not aware us that they were going to be doing these things? So it must be the devil, right? Right. Like, dude, you're not darling my sword. You ain't taking my sword and giving me a dagger to use out here, my nigga, when God already built me for a specific thing. So I asked him about the war and all that. He starts laughing and shit. Like, nah, nigga, what you think funny? I say, yeah, the voice that I hear be telling me about a word. He said, well, I don't know who you hear. You must be hearing from the devil. I'll be like, dog, y'all be really talking real fly behind these cameras, dog. I'm telling you, from me, I'm sorry. Lord even knows that type of shit I'll get you punched in your face, bro. You're not going to tell me that the devil's talking to me, bro. When I'm out here to do a job, you're not going to tarnish my reputation for what I do, or distract people who actually need to be prepared and warned. I think at this point, before they see us arguing, they'd rather see me beat your ass. You understand? I'm dead up. I'm dead up because of the disrespect, my nigga. You sitting there, you trying to take away most of the word of God and try to boil people down to the first 5 scriptures, which absolutely gives y'all guys no direction in a time like this. This is what Revelation's there for. Revelations is giving you confirmation. Revelation is nothing irrelevant about revelation. As the word revelation has the word relevant in it. That's why, because it's giving you revelation to things that are relevant and correlating to the topic of the rest of the things that's going on in the book, in the conclusion of this is what's going to happen. Saying, okay, well, if you don't believe that, go back to chapter in Isaiah. If you don't believe this, go back to Matthew. If you don't believe that, you can go back to Deuteronomy and see how certain things correlate. But if you're not being able to do that because you want to cancel the rest, you want to cancel beyond just the New Testament and a lot of the Old Testament as well, because he's telling us to only stick with the first 5 books. Bro, that's not, the Most High is in control of everything, bro. And if that's what he wanted it to be, the Bible would have only been 5 books. But somehow what he got us reading, you feel me? And he said, that's what the problem is with you Hebrews, because y'all love hard, and it's hard to take certain things away from you because you know you love hard. Of course we is. But you ain't right sit here and take basically the whole Bible from us, nigga. You got to be crazy. You got to be foolish. Think somebody like me getting ready to come in here and play with you like that. Because at the end of the day, by me writing on the scriptures that I know, you going to be up upon... Listen. You going to be up for destruction, for judgment, homie. You feel what I'm saying? Because I already know what you're trying to do to me and a lot of the people. You would rather dull my sword. Nobody dulling my sword for nothing, bro. Nobody gonna dull my sword for nothing, because I understand what the Most High been telling me. Now, listen. The voice that been speaking to me all these years, I'm gonna ride out with the plan regardless of what anybody say or think. If I'm wrong, I'm gonna find that out at the end of the day. But I'll just still also be sitting in front of the Lord saying, well, Lord, I don't know why you allowed this to confirm itself in the word after I've been hearing this voice that I believe was your voice all these years. You never steered me wrong. You never directed me wrong. And here it is. I have the confirmations and the revelation in my spirit. And there's even other people who can see, understand, and attest to what I'm saying right now. So how could I be wrong? How could you be wrong? How could, the voice that you allow to come amongst me, lead me and steer me the wrong way when you know that I'm trying to serve you? I'm doing all these things. I'm trying to be obedient to what you want me to do. I'm still in this word. In the beginning was the word, Alpha and Omega. So, the same as it was in the beginning, the way it will be at the end. Because he all did this all at once. Just like one boy said, man, everything has already happened. It's still happening. It's happening now. Everything has happened. The things that we've seen in the prophecy, it's all going down right now. You just don't know it because time is a factor for us, but not to the Most High. So these things are going to come, regardless if you believe it or not. It's just only a matter of time. You feel me? So that's why I said, man, I want to encourage y'all to stay focused, stay on your grind, stay on your mission. And I'm saying shout out to you if you is putting in that work out there and getting people to receive these messages what the Lord put on your spirit, because it's very great help. It helps me a lot. So I just do the best that I can. And regardless how bad you feel, because we're going to be down. We're just people. So, but we still got a job to do. You feel me? You can go through all kind of things, but you still got to show up for work, right? Okay, well, God is, he's expecting you to do the same for him beyond you having to go to work, because you're supposed to trust in him more than anything. You're supposed to trust even when your faith is wavering. You could get the task done. You can't allow this world to dilute you. Don't let them circumstances dilute you to the point where you're starting to give up. You're becoming weak and you're not as active as you can be. You're not really showing the Lord your full potential. That's what he wants to see. You got to prove to him that you in this thick and thin. You know what I'm saying? You ain't doing this for everybody else. I'm not doing this for everybody else. I'm doing it to prove to the Most High, look, man, I can keep going. I can pick my head up and keep it moving. He said a righteous man fell 77 times 7, bro. It's a lot of times. He just allow you to know that every time you get it back up, you're that much stronger. So who you going to use at the end of the day? Who is he going to use? What about when the days when the test is over? And he says, well done, thou good and faithful servant. For I made you faithful over a few things, will come you high. I make you ruler over many. That means you ain't got to have no more faith, and you treading through the word, from the word. Because the word is within you and you got to keep it in you. And the way you do that is you want to shut your mind off. You want to shut your ears off from something. You shut it off from everything else that's telling you you can't do the work. You shut that off. But when you hear messages like mine, I don't care what you think about it. I don't care if it comes with war and you try to hear peace today. Sometimes, right? Because he said it was a time for everything. And that's why I'm not preaching on that today. I ain't speaking on them things today, because I know where the people's heart is at right now. And in that moment, they need they need fulfillment of the Most High. So they need to understand that, it's going to be hard regardless, because he didn't just give us a free world to live in. He gave us free will, but he didn't give us a free world, which means you can control everything in it. So we understand that evil runs rampant in this world. And somehow we just got to deal with it. We have to, because, as long as we stand obedient and we stand behind Christ, Christ will pan out all those things for us, man. You don't even know it, but he's moving you and guiding you. He's weaving you through certain situations. He's causing you to take certain routes that you wouldn't really know it. You wouldn't really know it. Even to this day, I still see how he been working. That's why I literally got my hands off the ride, bro. I'm like, look, man, I already know. I ain't controlling none of this life, and I'm damn near ain't controlling my life either. Trust me, because I trust in him. So trust God. Just believe what I'm saying. Believe what I'm saying, because I know I'm not lying to you. You feel me? Because it's not my word. It ain't my promise. It's the promise of the Most High. So, till next time, it's your boy Don Illuminati. Peace and one love.
Ain't no war outside. I don't believe it though. I don't believe